Today, I'll be talking about Akira Kurosawa and what's called as the Rashomon effect. So, Akira Kurosawa was born in Japan in 1910, Tokyo, Japan, one of the most influential filmmakers in the history of cinema. So, he grew up in a very well-off family. So he was exposed to the arts at a very early age, and that shaped his creative vision for making the movies. So he wanted to be a painter initially, but Kurosawa's path took him towards the movies, and he started working as an assistant director in the Japanese film industry in the early 1930s, around when he was 20s, I would say. So his formative years were sort of coupled with an artistic background. So that laid a lot of foundation for his unique cinematic style, which is very evident in all the movies that he directed. So his directorial debut came in 1943 with Senshiro Sugata, a judo saga that hinted at the thematic depth and kind of a dynamic storytelling. But really, his nice films came about post World War II, when Kurosawa truly began to leave his mark both on Japanese as well as the international cinema scene. So films like Drunken Angel, 1948, and Stray Dog, these were offering like critiques of contemporary Japanese society around that time. And he was known to draw compelling performances from all the actors. So notably Toshiro Mifune, he is one of the leading actors in most of Kurosawa's movies that he made. So that is like a stepping stone to what was to come next. And what came is truly amazing, right? Like Rashomon, which released in 1950. It is known for its innovative style of how the movie progresses and what is the depth provided with each one of the characters. And it's the narrative itself that expresses the truth in various forms. So in a way, the truth varies from one person to another. So there is no single truth. Everybody may argue that there is only one and only truth, but the truth, according to Kurosawa, it varies, and it varies on the perceptions and varies from individual. So this is a very landmark film with the storytelling that was very new at that time. A profound exploration of truth, which is based on subjective reality, right? And all of us are known and attracted to objective truth. But according to Kurosawa, there is only multiple truths, and it's based on the subjective reality of the people that are making up their own minds and coming up with the different truth. So the story is set in a high-end period in Japan, and the film itself is a series of conflicting eyewitness accounts surrounding a very disturbing incident. Right, the incident actually involves a bandit, a samurai, and the samurai's wife. The film begins at a dilapidated Rashomon city gate, where a woodcutter, a priest, and a commoner seek shelter from the rain. And the woodcutter and the priest are recounting the recent trial they witnessed, and who were involved, and how the story progressed in terms of somebody who is accused of rape, and ultimately like the samurai and the samurai's wife. So the story unfolds where the audience is presented with four different testimonies: the bandit's testimony, the wife, the deceased samurai who is speaking through a medium, and finally the woodcutter who claims to have witnessed the events. And each account contradicts the other, presenting like different interpretations of the characters' actions and the motivations, and they're all present around the scene where this incident happened. So Tajomoro portrays himself as a fearless bandit who seduced the wife of the samurai and then honorably fought the samurai in a duel. So, in all of this, people are thinking that the bandit raped the samurai's wife, right? But the wife's story depicts her as a victim of both the bandit and her husband, whom she says, like, the husband was asking her to commit, die, die out of shame, essentially, right? So she is depicting herself as a victim of both the bandit and her husband. So who is speaking the truth in this case, right? So as it continues, the samurai's spirit, on the other hand, suggests that the wife betrayed him, leading to this suicide. He committed suicide. And the woodcutter's version introduces further complexities. He's suggesting that the fight between the samurai and the bandit was far from honorable duel, right? That is being described by Tajomoro, the bandit. So Rashomon actually challenges the viewers to consider the elusive nature of truth and the human propensity for having our own interpretations and these are all self-serving interpretations of how we would like to piece together different things and come up with our own explanations and our own interpretations. So the film's narrative structure is sort of the same event, but from multiple perspectives. So it was groundbreaking at that time in the 1950s, and it won many awards, right? And then has influenced many other countless movies after it was released. So recently also there have been many movies that have deployed the Rashomon effect, and a lot of authors and novelists, they write about in a Rashomonic kind of way. And for any screenwriter, and myself being an aspiring screenwriter, I want to be one. This is a very nice story to go and look upon. And Kurosawa's direction itself is amazing. He uses all the natural elements, like the rain that is falling essentially while the narrative is happening. So it's a dynamic element that adds to the film's dramatic effect, and sort of the visual poetry where it is raining and then this whole narrative is happening. And the Rashomon, the title of the movie itself, has entered the lexicon. It's a term now used to describe the phenomenon of contradictory interpretations of the same event by different people. So the film actually was introduced to the Western audiences, it brought the Japanese cinema in front of all of the Western audiences. And then this established Akira Kurosawa's reputation as one of the greatest filmmakers of the 20th century. He did more movies. Seven Samurai was another one, and this was an action film, but it is samurais fighting. And there was an action movie that came around with the Western theme, Seven Magnificent Men, right? Like the Magnificent Seven. Sorry, the Magnificent Seven was a movie which was a Western movie, and the seven men are trying to protect a town from the bandits. And the Seven Samurai certainly influenced the Magnificent Seven. Ran is another movie which is based on Shakespeare's King Lear, and around the theme of King Lear, I would say. And essentially it's about a lord or a king who has three sons, and he is trying to give up his kingdom to the oldest two sons, and then the younger one doesn't agree, and the storyline progresses from there. And George Lucas and Francis Ford Coppola are huge fans of Kurosawa, right? And understandably, because he's an amazing filmmaker. And Ran, as well as the Seven Samurai, the depiction of the movie, the way the movie progresses. The clouds come through, and then there is a wind, gushing wind, as it ends, as the movie is ending, beyond the middle of it. So there is various natural themes that are used in here, like the sun setting and the discussion happening between two people. So several themes to be picked up from, but Rashomon is an effect that is going to stay. It's going to be used by authors, novelists, filmmakers, and so on. So it's one technique that will never go out of style.